Have you ever wondered why, despite all the affirmations, visualizations, and endless effort to raise your vibration, true manifestation still feels just out of reach? You repeat the mantras, you visualize the dream life, but something never quite clicks. The results slip through your fingers like mist. What if I told you that the real secret to manifestation has nothing to do with how hard you try, but with how deeply you align? Most of what we've been taught about manifesting is a distortion, echoes of ancient truths half remembered through time. The ancients understood something we've forgotten, that reality is not created through force, but through resonance. The universe does not respond to effort, it responds to coherence. And coherence, in its purest form, is not about doing, it's about being. In the silent temples of Egypt, initiates of Thoth were taught that the universe itself was sound, vibration, made visible. The Hermetic philosophers called it the All, a living field that listens not to our words, but to our frequency. The Vedic sages described it as the Akasha, an ocean of infinite potential where thought, emotion, and intention ripple through time and space. They all pointed to the same mysterious truth. Reality is not fixed. It is fluid, responsive, alive. And yet, modern seekers still chase their dreams like hunters stalking shadows, believing that willpower alone can bend the world. They speak affirmations they don't feel, envision futures they don't believe in, and wonder why the universe stays silent. But here's the paradox. The harder you grasp, the more reality slips away. The more you need, the more you affirm its absence. In this journey, we'll uncover the ancient science behind manifestation, the quantum mechanics of consciousness. You'll learn why effort creates resistance, how thought collapses potential into form, and why surrender, not struggle, is the ultimate creative power. We'll explore how forgotten civilizations encoded this wisdom in myth and symbol, and how modern science is only now beginning to rediscover it. By the end of this video, you won't just understand manifestation, you'll remember it. Because this isn't new knowledge, it's ancient, buried within you, waiting to be reawakened. So take a breath, feel the space between thoughts, and step with me beyond the illusion of effort, into the realm where energy becomes reality. Long before the term quantum physics was ever whispered in a laboratory, the ancients spoke of it in myth. They didn't use words like wave function or observer effect. They used symbols, serpents, spirals, mirrors, and stars. Through ritual and allegory, they told us what the mystics of every age have always known. Reality is not solid. It is a song being sung in infinite variations, and consciousness is both the singer and the song. In the mystery schools of Egypt, initiates of Thoth and Isis learned that all matter is condensed light, vibration slowed to visibility. They practiced Heka, the sacred science of resonance, where words were not mere sounds, but living frequencies that could shape the unseen. To speak with intention was to command reality itself. The phrase abracadabra, often dismissed as a magician's trick, originated from the Aramaic avracadabra, I create as I speak. Across the desert sands and deep into Vedic India, the rishis echoed this truth. The Upanishads describe the universe as born from a single vibration, Aum, the primordial sound from which all others emerge. This wasn't metaphor, it was physics written in poetry. The sages taught that the human being is a microcosm of the cosmos. To align one's inner vibration with the greater field was to become a conscious co-creator with it. Meanwhile, in ancient Greece, the philosopher Hermes Trismegistus revealed the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. This wasn't mere philosophy. It was instruction. It meant that the outer world reflects the inner world, just as a hologram reflects the whole in every fragment. Change your inner frequency, and the outer projection must shift to match it. This knowledge flowed underground for centuries, carried in whispers through alchemy, Kabbalah, and Gnostic mysticism. The alchemists spoke of turning lead into gold, but the true transmutation was internal, the transformation of dense consciousness into light. They knew that gold was not a metal to be made, but a state of being to be remembered. So why was this wisdom buried, hidden beneath the sands of time? Because the power it offers is liberating. A humanity that remembers its creative sovereignty cannot be controlled. The ancient temples fell. The sacred texts were burned or coded in metaphor, and a veil of separation descended between science and spirit. The idea that you are the observer shaping reality was replaced with the notion that you are a victim of circumstance. And yet, this ancient current never truly died. It resurfaced through the Hermetic Renaissance, the mystery traditions of Sufism, and the teachings of the Tao, each echoing the same hidden law. Creation is not an external act, but an internal alignment. Even now, modern quantum physics, through the observer effect, entanglement, and coherence, is beginning to rediscover what the ancients already embodied. The sages did not need particle accelerators to prove this truth. They experienced it directly. When the heart, mind, and spirit move in unison, the universe responds in kind. Reality itself bends toward coherence. So, as we bridge these worlds, the mystical and the scientific, remember, what we now call quantum manifestation is not a trend. It's the oldest art on Earth, the art of shaping reality through the vibrational intelligence of consciousness itself. In the next section, we'll begin unraveling how this hidden mechanism truly works, why your thoughts alone aren't enough, and how the universe responds not to what you say, but to what you are. Imagine for a moment that reality isn't solid, that everything around you, the chair you sit on, the air you breathe, the dreams that flicker behind your eyes, is not fixed matter, but vibrating possibility. At the most fundamental level, the universe is not a thing, it's a field, a sea of energy and information waiting for direction. And the one giving that direction is you. Modern quantum physics has begun to echo this ancient insight. Particles exist only as waves of potential until they are observed. The moment attention falls upon them, they collapse into form, into matter, into reality. This is called the observer effect. But here's the mystery few ever consider. What is the observer? Is it just the eyes, the brain, or is it consciousness itself, awareness aware of itself? The ancients would say yes. They understood that consciousness doesn't merely perceive reality, it creates it. Every emotion, every thought, every belief you hold is like a tuning fork, broadcasting a specific frequency into the field. And that field, impartial, intelligent, precise, returns to you experiences that match your broadcast, not as a reward or punishment, but as a mirror. This is why so many fail at manifestation. They try to think their way into abundance while feeling like they're still trapped in lack. They visualize love while secretly fearing rejection. They speak words of power while their body trembles in scarcity. The universe doesn't read your words, it reads your coherence. And when your thoughts, emotions, and actions send mixed signals, the field returns static instead of music. You see, manifestation is not about getting, it's about becoming. You don't pull abundance toward you, You dissolve the version of yourself that lives in separation from it. Every timeline, every version of your life already exists in the quantum field as a potential. The one you experience is determined by your frequency, your vibrational signature. Think of yourself as a radio. If you want to hear a symphony, you don't demand the station to change. You simply tune your dial. The song was always there, invisible, waiting for you to align with it. Likewise, the reality you desire already exists in the field. You don't create it. You tune into it through emotional resonance, through alignment. The field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to clarity. The more you push, the more you affirm distance. The more you need, the more you declare lack. But when you relax into certainty, when you embody the feeling of already, the field recognizes the signal and collapses the timeline where it's true. This is what the Hermetic Masters meant by the all is mind. Reality is a projection of your inner state. The external world is simply your consciousness wearing a disguise. Every person you meet, every challenge you face, every opportunity that appears, they are reflections of your inner vibration. And yet, here lies the paradox. You cannot trick the field. You cannot fake coherence. The field does not respond to what you pretend. It responds to what you embody. That is why forcing affirmations, visualizations, or rituals without emotional congruence rarely works. Manifestation is not about thinking something into existence. It's about remembering the version of you who already lives there. When thought, emotion, and action merge into harmony, the quantum field becomes luminous with possibility. In that moment, you're not sending a request to the universe. You're issuing a command from within it. You are not separate from the creative intelligence of reality. You are it. In the next section, we'll go deeper into the hidden mechanics of coherence. We'll explore how the subconscious becomes the true observer, why surrender is more powerful than control, and how the heart's electromagnetic field might be the key to collapsing the timeline you've been waiting for. Here's the paradox at the heart of manifestation, the deeper mystery few ever grasp. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Desire alone does not create reality. Coherence does. The quantum field, the invisible ocean of energy that binds all things, responds not to your words, not to your effort, but to the total frequency of your being. When your thoughts say one thing, your emotions vibrate another, and your subconscious holds a different truth altogether. Your signal becomes fragmented, and fragmented signals cannot collapse a coherent reality. To understand this, we must look not just to physics, but to the architecture of consciousness itself. Within you are three primary transmitters: the mind, the heart, and the body. Your mind sends the intention. Your heart radiates the emotion that amplifies it. Your body anchors the signal into form through action. When these three are aligned, the message you send into the quantum field is unified, clear, potent, magnetic. But when they're divided, you create interference. The field mirrors that confusion back to you as mixed results, delays, or apparent failures. Modern science is now catching up to what the mystics have whispered for millennia. The human heart generates an electromagnetic field up to 60 times stronger than the brain's. This means your emotions, not your thoughts, are the dominant broadcast of your reality. You can repeat an affirmation 1,000 times, but if your heart is clenched in fear, the field receives fear as your true signal. This is why surrender, not control, is the master key. The moment you stop trying to force the outcome and instead become the version of yourself who already has it, your signal stabilizes. You move from the frequency of wanting to the frequency of having. And in the quantum field, that difference is everything. Ancient mystics understood this as the law of correspondence. The outer world mirrors the inner one with mathematical precision. The Egyptians called it Ma'at, the principle of divine order. The Taoists called it Wu Wei, action through non-forcing. The Hermeticists called it alignment. Different words, same truth. Creation unfolds through resonance, not resistance. And yet, humanity remains trapped in the illusion of control. We've been trained to believe that power comes from pushing harder, working longer, doing more. But in quantum terms, force is friction. The harder you push, the more you disrupt your own signal. The field doesn't need your tension, it needs your coherence. Think of the universe as a mirror made of light. When you chase the reflection, it retreats. But when you stand still and become the image you wish to see, the mirror shifts instantly. Manifestation is not pursuit, it is reflection. Here's another secret the ancients encoded in their initiations. The subconscious mind is the true observer. It operates beneath thought, shaping your world silently, continuously, flawlessly. You may consciously desire abundance, but if your subconscious is still vibrating in fear, it will collapse the timeline of scarcity, because that's the signal you're truly broadcasting. That's why deep work, healing, self-awareness, nervous system regulation is not optional. It's not self-care. It's quantum calibration. Until the subconscious is brought into harmony with the conscious desire, manifestation remains theory, not embodiment. And when alignment happens, when heart and mind hum in harmony, the field becomes a living mirror of your inner state. Synchronicities multiply. The right people appear at the right time. Doors open without effort. What once felt impossible begins to flow with eerie ease. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's precision. It's physics in motion, guided by consciousness. So, if you've ever felt that the universe is ignoring you, understand this. It isn't ignoring, it's echoing. You are surrounded by reflections of your dominant frequency. Every experience, pleasant or painful, is feedback from the field saying, "This is what you're broadcasting." When you truly grasp that, you stop fighting the reflection and start adjusting the source. You stop trying to bend the mirror and begin refining the signal. And in that moment, manifestation stops being a practice and becomes a natural extension of who you are. In the next section, we'll move from philosophy into practice. You'll learn how to embody coherence, how to tune your thoughts, emotions, and body into one resonant frequency, and how to dissolve the hidden resistance that keeps your signal distorted. This is where quantum manifestation stops being theory and becomes transformation. Now that you understand the essence of quantum manifestation, not as a mystical metaphor, but as a living interaction between consciousness and the field, it's time to translate that wisdom into practice. This is where philosophy becomes embodiment and thought becomes reality. The truth is, you are already manifesting every moment of every day. The question is not whether you're doing it, but whether you're doing it consciously. Every reaction, every emotion, every belief emits a signal. Most people emit by default, unconsciously recreating the same patterns over and over again. Quantum manifestation begins the moment you become aware of what you're broadcasting. Let's begin with Step 1. Awareness and calibration. Before you can shift your frequency, you must perceive it. Throughout your day, pause and ask, what timeline am I tuned to right now? Is it the one of fear or trust, lack or abundance, resistance or flow? You'll know not from your thoughts, but from your body. Your body is the gauge of coherence. Tightness, tension, and restlessness are indicators of energetic static. Ease, openness, and groundedness signal alignment. Awareness alone begins to recalibrate the field because observation collapses potential into choice. Step 2. Emotional coherence. Your emotions are not obstacles. They are instruments. Instead of suppressing or bypassing them, learn to tune them. When fear arises, don't push it away. Breathe into it. Imagine your breath as light, moving through the body, soothing and dissolving contraction. The goal isn't to feel good all the time. It's to feel authentically and then return to alignment. Remember, coherence doesn't mean constant positivity. It means energetic harmony. A powerful technique used in both ancient mystery schools and modern neurocardiology is heart-focused breathing. Here's how. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the space around your heart. Inhale slowly for 5 seconds, feeling as though you're breathing through the heart. Exhale for 5 seconds, releasing tension. As you breathe, evoke a genuine emotion of gratitude or peace. After just a few minutes, your heart and brain begin to synchronize. The electromagnetic field around you becomes coherent. This is the broadcast the universe understands. Step 3. Identity embodiment. Manifestation is not about getting something new. It's about remembering who you already are in the timeline, where that desire exists. Ask yourself, who am I when this is already true? Then, act from that identity now. If you wish to manifest abundance, stop behaving like someone waiting for permission to prosper. Walk, speak, and make decisions from the energy of, I already have enough. If you seek love, embody the warmth, openness, and compassion of someone who is loved, because that version of you already exists. The quantum field responds instantly to identity. You cannot deceive it, but you can evolve within it. The more consistently you embody the frequency of your desired self, the faster reality adjusts to reflect it. Step 4. Surrender and trust. This is where most seekers stumble. They perform the practices, then anxiously look around for results, checking the mirror to see if it's changed. But that very act of checking signals mistrust. The energy of "where is it?" broadcasts, "it's not here." Surrender is not passive. It's the most advanced form of mastery. It means you trust the process so deeply that you no longer need to chase outcomes. You relax into the knowing that the field is responding perfectly to your signal, even if your senses haven't caught up yet. Ancient Taoist masters called this Wu Wei, the action of effortless flow. It's the state where doing arises naturally from being. When you reach it, manifestation ceases to feel like making something happen. It feels like allowing something inevitable to unfold. Step 5. Integration and reflection. Each night before you sleep, review your day not with judgment, but with gentle curiosity. Where were you coherent? Where did you wobble? Where did you act from fear instead of trust? The point is not perfection, it's awareness. Gratitude, even for small shifts, expands coherence exponentially. Write down one moment of alignment, one emotion you reclaimed, one thought you released. These simple acts anchor new neural patterns, rewiring your subconscious to match your chosen frequency. Over time, this becomes your new baseline, the new you the field recognizes. And finally, remember this: your manifestations don't come to you, they come through you. You are the portal through which potential becomes form. When your inner world is aligned, the outer world reorganizes around it like iron filings to a magnet. So stop chasing outcomes. Instead, cultivate coherence. Think of your life not as a pursuit, but as a song. Tune your instrument, your thoughts, emotions, and actions until they vibrate in harmony. Then, step back and listen. Reality will play your melody back to you in ways more beautiful than you could ever plan. In our final section, we'll bring this full circle, tying together the ancient wisdom, modern science, and timeless truth of quantum manifestation. You'll see why this isn't just about creating a better life. It's about remembering your role as a conscious creator in a living universe. Everything you've heard in this journey leads to one quiet, breathtaking truth. You are not learning to manifest. You are remembering how creation truly works. From the temples of Egypt to the laboratories of today, the message has remained unchanged. Reality is not a fixed stage upon which you perform. It is a living field that bends to your frequency. Every thought, emotion, and action sends ripples through that field, and those ripples return to you as the patterns of your life. The field does not judge. It does not choose sides. It simply mirrors coherence. When you understand this, the struggle ends. You stop wrestling with the world as though it's something outside of you. You stop begging the universe for change and begin listening to the subtle vibration of your own being. The path of quantum manifestation is not about gaining control. It's about regaining harmony. The ancients knew this. They encoded it in symbols of mirrors and spirals, suns and serpents. They understood that creation is cyclical, an endless dance of energy reflecting itself. You breathe in potential, breathe out reality. You imagine, you feel, you embody, and the field responds. In that sense, you are both the creator and the created, both the dreamer and the dream. So here's the simple secret that almost no one gets right. Manifestation isn't about forcing the universe to deliver. It's about becoming the universe in motion. It's remembering that the same intelligence that spins galaxies also flows through your breath, your heartbeat, your awareness. When you align with that rhythm, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions move as one current, reality reorganizes with effortless precision. And here's the beauty. You don't need to be perfect to access it. You just need to be present. Presence is coherence. It is the doorway through which infinite potential collapses into form. Each time you breathe consciously, each time you choose trust over fear, gratitude over grasping, you tune your frequency closer to the timeline of your highest self. Take a moment now. Inhale deeply. Feel the pulse of life moving through you. Realize that this pulse, the rhythm of creation itself, has never left you. You were never separate from the field. You are the field, observing itself through human eyes.
So, as you step back into your world, carry this remembering with you. You don't manifest by chasing. You manifest by being. You don't create by striving. You create by allowing. The universe isn't waiting to bless you. It's waiting to match you. And if this message stirs something inside you, let that be your first signal to the field. Type a single word in the comments below, the word that captures your chosen frequency for this moment. Trust, freedom, love, alignment. Whatever it is, name it, feel it, embody it. Because the moment you name it, you are no longer asking for it. You are becoming it. And that is the simple secret of quantum manifestation. Thank you for walking this journey. If this truth resonates, share it, subscribe, and continue exploring this living wisdom. The universe is listening, and it's waiting for your next signal.